Good morning from Wacky Quacky Farms. Ducks are out, roaming around, doing some free ranging. There's Fizzy, our duck that had wet feather. Other than her having a interesting walk, she's pretty healthy and she's bobbing. So, as far as I know, that means they're happy. And there's our blue Swedish making his manly noises, kind of funny. And there's the other apple yard. Anyway, well, they all kind of looked up. Had some geese up there flying north, which, crap, we didn't have much of a winter. So, but today, I'm gonna work on their bedding. So we got this bedding about 3 weeks ago. Tractor Supply, pellet-size bedding. Just to try to keep them drier, and it's done a really good job. Come in here and we just sift their poop, kind of like a litter box. I got their feeders over there. They work great. But today I'm going to scrape some of this stuff off the top, and even though it looks wet, it's actually very dry to the touch, which is really nice because we've had to come in here. This is our first winter with ducks. We had to come in here and hose their poop down all the time, hose it down through the pea gravel that we put down, which we put a decent layer of pea gravel, and the dirt is just coming up right through it now with the frost heave and all that. But today I got a rubber mat to go over here for their watering buckets, because as everybody knows with ducks, they're very messy, and they were causing the pellets to swell and get saturated too much, and they just, if the ducks lay down on there, they just don't have a chance to dry out, even though we have these decent coops, nice dry wood chips in them, which we'll be upgrading here this spring when we expand this thing. But today I'm gonna scrape this stuff out, add some new pellets, so they have a nice place to sit. Also, using these pellets really helps with the smell. Come over here, you almost don't smell anything anymore except pine shavings, which is really nice. But like I said, it's our first winter, so we're just still experimenting with stuff, doing some research as we go. But yep, we'll get this cleaned up, and then we'll be back. And we're back. So maybe it took me an hour to kind of re-rake all this, get some of the wet stuff out, which really wasn't wet. Get their poop out, which wasn't terribly a lot because of what this pellets, how they absorb the moisture, and then we still get it out and clean it every day because we don't want bumblefoot, which is not fun. We thought we had one that possibly had it, but his feet were just kind of dirty, so we were good there. So put this frame in to hopefully keep the wood pellets on that side, which they're ducks, so we know how that's going to go. And then for demonstration, here's the rubber mat that's going to be here. Probably go with a bigger one or cut this one and adjust it, but we're experimenting right now. And then here's their watering bucket. Got their 3 holes for their water. So I got 2 buckets in here, and that seems to do pretty good for our 20 ducks. We change it in the morning, and we change it before we put them to bed at night, and they've never ran dry. Summertime, we'll probably be putting a pool just back here behind them, behind their run, that they can have access to through the summer. So if we're not home, they can still go out there and play in the water. But for now, we're going to see how this goes, because when they're splashing all their water on them from washing themselves, they get, they kind of wash themselves off, but it gets everywhere. And if it gets in these pellets will swell up, and then they get sopping wet. It took about a week for it to do that. So we're on 3 weeks, and this stuff, this bedding, it's like a pillow. And we get most of the poop out of it. Don't worry, I'll wash my hands. But it's like a pillow, and they love laying on this stuff. So going from pea gravel to this in the winter has kind of been a godsend, because otherwise we'd be trying to hose off frozen poop, and that just did not work. So we'll do this in the winter, and we'll see how it goes in the summer. Might just leave it through the summer. We'll probably change all of it, but for $7.60 for a 40-pound bag. I don't think that's too bad. But yes, it does cost to have your ducks and just to get a few eggs out of the deal. But we're getting all through winter, all through most of fall. Our first set of ducks were laying about 3 eggs a day or 4 eggs a day. And we have been consistent at 3 eggs a day from the ducks we have now, which some of them are just about at the point where they're going to start laying, which I think we have a Rouen that's laying, and her eggs are huge. I'll try to get a picture put in there, but we'll just, I think in this video we'll finally add some of our ducks making noises and doing all their wonky stuff. We let them free roam most of the day when we're home. We put them away because we don't really have a dog to protect them like a Great Pyrenees, which we're looking at getting at some point, but we do have a resident eagle. He comes around quite a bit, so we put them away, we watch them. But for the most part, when they see some big bird in the sky, even a little bird or a plane, they take right off, right back to their duck run and hide in there. So it seems to work, but for now, just give a little bit of our ducks being funny. Hey Lola. Oh, you guys are wanting peas. You guys want peas. Hey, baby. Yeah, I know, no peas. I'll go get you some though. Hey, babies. Well, all my other ducks ran off. They're all behind the house, which is fine. But these two right here, these are our first ducks we ever got. They just want their peas. Yeah, it's kind of fun. They'll eat from your hand too. And they don't have teeth, they just have little brushes, so it doesn't hurt. Although, Fluffball, our mama duck, she's got a pretty good bite on her, but it's just pressure.